cast your mind back 12 months to demure, apologetic Sony, who brought forth their hand-stitched PS4 console for the world to love and to cherish. But now it's all exclusive, first and better, in an amazing E3 conference that survived 30 minutes of Brian Bendis and ended with the GTA 5 Megaton.
Hulk smash!
What? Have Sony just unleashed the most exciting console lineup in recent memory? And more to the point, have they accelerated beyond Microsoft, never to be caught in the console war, if indeed there's such a thing? I'm Dan Dawkins for CBG. I'm here to discuss this with Leon Hurley from Kotaku UK.
Okay. Hello.
It's 4:30 in the morning, so we're quite wired. And David Meekleham from Official PlayStation Magazine, big Xbox fan.
Yes, go Master Chief.
So before people on the channel go mad, we like Xbox, it's just we've just seen Sony, we're quite excited. Leon, what was good from the Sony show?
I tried to make a list of sort of all the games I thought were important, and I basically just ran out of paper. Despite the sort of the boring middle bit where they just talked about numbers and stuff nobody cared about, all the games they showed off felt like they're important. You had like Destiny, you had LBP, you had The Order, you had Bloodborne, you had No Man's Sky, you had The Last of Us, GTA 5, Uncharted 4, Batman. They had a much bigger killer list. Microsoft showed off lots of games, but like as we said, they were all kind of a 7 meh kind of. They were all right.
Good.
Everything, yeah, good.
But nothing jumped.
Almost everything Sony showed off, you were like, and people were popping up to sort of, have you seen this? Where are you? What are you watching? It felt like everything was just at a higher level, despite having a massive lull in the middle where they just went boring, pie charts and numbers and stuff.
Dave, I'm going to lay it on a plate for you. What stood out?
Home plate. What stood out for me, surprisingly, was actually a couple of slices of third-party stuff. I thought ending Uncharted 4 was a really smart move, obviously. What they did show, the fidelity of that looked incredible. I think it's maybe up for debate whether that is actually proper in-game footage. They said recorded on PS4, so what I'm guessing it's probably the level we'll see at the cutscenes, and then the actual playable game might be
I would
a little
dispute
bit
that because
under
I saw the demo for Batman Arkham Knight when it was revealed, and the fidelity of the gameplay I saw in that at Rocksteady Studios was more or less on par with kind of what the Uncharted trailer was doing. So there's cutscenes where you drop in to talk to Commissioner Gordon, but the camera just pulls into you on the rooftop, so it's not like it cuts away. So I don't think that Uncharted footage could be that far off of what you'll get in the game.
But back to my plate, definitely Batman. And for me, what was gaming the show was Far Cry 4. I thought that 7 minutes of footage they released, which actually leaked about an hour before the press conference, was sensational. Like rideable elephants, gliders, personal helicopters, yaks, birds of prey, swooping up goats in the Himalayas. I thought that looked emergent, looked incredible.
The elephant with the dynamite tusks was something quite spectacular. Keep your dog, whatever he was called, the Call of Duty dog. I've even forgotten his name. That was last year.
Riley.
Riley.
Riley. Well, here he is, Elephanto, whatever he's called.
The Far Cry thing I found funny because when they were talking about Himalayas and you think like snow and mountains and how they're going to make what Far Cry 3 did so well work, and then as soon as you're like your wingsuit out of a car, into the rice paddy, shoot the elephants up, and then immediately like, oh, it's the base from Far Cry 3. You can see exactly what the mechanics are doing. But it looked astonishing, and you had those PlayStation 4 prompts popping up, suggesting that was PlayStation 4 footage. In which case,
drop-out co-op as well.
Yeah, it was up here compared to everything else.
And it seemed to be the biggest bomb drop. There were a lot of things that were just seeded into conversation that either didn't go anywhere, or you just sort of had to double check and go, did they really say that? Where they said you can play online co-op even if you don't own the game.
Yeah, that was amazing. That's PS3 and PS4 exclusive, so it's quite a night for
that was amazing, yeah.
So let's say you're a PlayStation only owner. What are you looking at there that's really made you go, yes, I've made the right choice for PlayStation?
Uncharted, if we're talking first party stuff, Uncharted, like the things like Far Cry where they were they're just mentioning little things. Destiny, so you're getting Destiny first. The alphas, that's this week, isn't it?
This weekend,
Is it one day?
I think it's 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So I think it's Friday to Sunday.
Yeah, and then the beta's July the 17th. So that's first. Things like Little Big Planet 3, which I know some people love, some people hate, but the fact that all the old levels, everything's really nice. All instantly playable on PS4.
All those unplayable old Drek unfinished levels finally brought back in high res. Yes.
Last of Us Remastered, that would be great.
It's nice, right?
It's quite nice to go. Well, there's just all that content straight away. What else was it?
Last of Us
Bloodborne
Remastered.
as well. Like
Yeah, you forget that the rumoured Project Beast
Yeah,
came to life. That looked really good, very dark.
Which is essentially the spiritual sequel to Demon Souls.
Yep.
So the original From Software.
The Order as well looked fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah, that
So,
did
yes,
look strong.
looked
There's a lot of
incredibly good.
first party stuff. There was a lot of things that were, if not first party, only happening on PlayStation 4, and just graphically, I think fidelity wise, there's a lot of stuff just looked jaw droppingly kind of amazing in a way maybe you didn't quite get on Xbox.
Yeah, and there was a lot of Sony did a lot of the barbed wire sandwich stuff where you'd bite in and then suddenly find all your teeth had fallen out. Where you get something like Entwined, which is this beautiful res meets flower, it's all so charming, and then they follow that up with something like, oh look, it's Suda51's utterly horrifying new torture death game. What was it called? Let It Die.
Let It Die, yeah.
Which you'd expect no less of him, and then it's something else nice later on, followed up by No Man's Sky, followed up by Mortal Kombat X, with like spines popping and cracking and God knows what, incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously pacing was an issue throughout the conference. Can we remember anything of the Brian Bendis half an hour?
Oh, something
Powers,
about
wah,
numbers,
wah,
something
wah.
about PSN, wasn't it?
It's PS Now.
And it's just that classic thing where you just like it turned into like Charlie Brown's teacher. It's just kind of wah 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 wah. PSN.
Dave,
wah, wah,
tell
wah.
us what PS Now is.
PS Now is essentially it's the Gaikai streaming service. It's coming via beta on PS4 first. It's coming.
Yeah.
I think it's late July.
Still not coming to Europe.
It's not been
Yeah.
confirmed for Europe, but it's over 100 PS3 titles to start with. They talked about MGS5 Ground Zeroes, Dead Space 3, God of War Ascension, first on PS4, but it's coming to Vita and PS3 and select Sony Bravia TVs. I don't think we'll probably see it in the UK until 2015, but the service is kind of starting in earnest in July in the States next month. And there's also PlayStation TV, which
Yeah.
seemed to be like a
That-
Vita set
that
top
is
box.
that is coming to Europe. So it's basically a Vita in a box. It's already out in Japan, and Sony were going, we're not going to release it at all, and now they have. It's going to come. I think it's in autumn now. But essentially, so it's a Vita, but it means it works like a set-top box, so you can stream your PS4 to another TV.
Right.
You can play PS3 games on it through PlayStation Now, obviously not in Europe, but they talked about it having 1,000 games at launch. It can also play selected Vita titles that don't use a touchscreen stuff. But yeah, essentially it's a just
$99.
$99. It's about 60 quid for the basic unit, and it was 80 quid for one that comes with HDMI cable, 8 gig card, I believe it was, a voucher for Lego Movie video game thing. I think that was it. But yeah, so it means you can basically plug it in somewhere in your house, and you've got your PS4 in another TV and a load of games as well.
So some interesting stuff hidden away in the Bendis matrix, or whatever it was called in the middle there. What everyone's managed to forget to say, despite me literally laying it on the plate for them, is GTA 5's coming out on PS4.
Yep.
GTA 5, the biggest selling game ever, that looks amazing. I can't wait for that. That's sensational. Surely, that trailer looked amazing, right?
Yeah, the night sight. It was just that one shot of the pier at night with
Yeah.
a big wheel.
And it's a massive coup as well. I mean, like,
Oh,
so-
huge.
I mean,
Even though it's not, it's all of them have got it. It's on Xbox, it's
but
on
they
PC.
got to say it, and that's like a
Yes.
massive, like, especially with Rockstar as well. Rockstar usually have the power. So
Is it a timed exclusive? Do we think it's going to be a timed
It's
exclusive?
literally on Xbox and PC.
Right.
So we don't know for definite, but there's a Rockstar trailer in 1080p on this site that looks stunning. If you've seen the game on a live feed, do check it out in 1080p because it really is like whoop whoop whoop. Looks really nice.
And this year, which was massive.
Yeah, out this year. So hey, this year saved once again by GTA. If only we hadn't ruined it for ourselves by getting hold of the leaked MGS5.
Oh, yeah,
We'd have had a
MGS.
sensational outro of MGS5, Batman, GTA 5, followed by Uncharted 4. Good grief, look at his face.
Yeah.
Thief's
That would have
End,
been the
yeah.
best outro ever, barring The Last Guardian, which is increasingly resembling a belief in the afterlife. Is that? When are we going to see that? Just quickly, we've got to wrap it up.
I think they're going to pop that out at like Gamescom or something, and it'll just be that musical waft up, and they'll just go, yeah, it's here. Just
We'll
let's-
see it
it's
the
out,
exact
just-
same day Shenmue 3 is announced. That's when.
I think it'll pop up on PSN. It will be a surprise announcement, and Sony will just be quite a bit apologetic and just go, yeah, there you go. Just let's move on now.
Okay, and finally, just to anger everyone watching, no doubt saying we're massive Sony files, who is winning E3 so far, and where would you rank that in Sony's sort of all-time conferences?
I would say Sony had maybe a weaker conference overall, because that just horrible lull in the middle, but just a stronger lineup of games, third-party stuff as well, but they got to show off first, so you associate with Sony, and the first-party stuff I thought was excellent.
Dave?
I thought Sony have purely won what I've seen so far, just because of the in-game footage. People don't want to see pre-cooked CG trailers going E3. They want to see actual, this is running on that thing under your TV,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of that at the Sony conference.
So there we go, folks. Official PlayStation Magazine's Dave Meebleham backs Sony.
Well, I do like Master Chief.
He does like Master Chief. Please let us know what you think in the comments below, and do follow CVG all this week for all the trailers of all the biggest games. We've got analysis of all the best stuff coming up. Do check out the site for all the greatest stories. It really is too much going on. It's almost 5 AM. It's getting light outside. I'm high on Uncharted 4 moonshine. So until the next time, go easy on them comments, folks. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.